Hello everyone. Today we are presenting our project focusing on the health theme with the title of Medic Vision Scan. Our team is Satria, Nizar, and Cinta from Machine Learning Path, Farah and Sadan from Cloud Computing Path, and David from Mobile Development Path. We are addressing the health theme to assist and improve the level of healthy eyes for the Indonesian community. From World Health Organization, blindness case have a percentage of 42% in Southeast Asia. Indonesia contributes to 1.47% in blindness case in Asia. For instance, in 2020, cataract cases reached 62,763 and is steadily increasing annually. The seriousness of the cataract case in Indonesia is hold the highest rate of blindness due to cataract in Southeast Asia. So we introduced Medic Vision Scan as application for cataract detection, highly practical and accessible, requiring only a phone camera for detection. This tool can be used by the public and healthcare. This is our product and this is our mock-up from our apps.
Okay, thank you. I'm Nizar from Pets Machine Learning. In the Machine Learning Pets, we will explain about library we used our research about model, collecting dataset, and model build and evaluation. Let's move on to the first part. We used Matplotlib, NumPy, OS, Pandas, and TensorFlow to build, compile, until evaluate our model. And also we use image data generator by TensorFlow to generate augmented image from our dataset. Next is our research model. We built our model using SSD MobileNet version 2 as base model. SSD MobileNet v2, famously known as lightweight and is high accuracy. We modified this model to enhance our accuracy so can classification cataract more accurate. Okay, for the next part will be presented by Satria.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nizar. Hello, everyone. My name is Satria Novel Jauhari from Machine Learning Path. Here, I will presenting about collecting dataset and building our model. To specify SSD MobileNet v2 model to only detect and classify eyes with cataract, we collecting dataset and train the model. We collecting three types of eye. First, eyes with major cataract. Second is eye with immature cataract, and third is normal eye. We collected it from two sources, that is Google Image Scraper and RoboFlow. And this is when we build and evaluate our model. We can see in the left corner image, we adding 3 more layers to enhance our performance of pre-training model SSD MobileNet v2, that is global average pooling, dropout, and dense layer. And next to it is an image when we train our model using our dataset. From there, we get lost in the graphic below. The graph shows that loss or total loss decreases significantly as the epoch progresses. This shows that model becomes more accurate as the amount of data used for training increases. And next is the cloud computing path will be presenting by Mr. Farah.
Hi everyone, my name is Farrell. I'm one of the team in cloud computing team. In this section, I will explain about our cloud computing backend service. There are 5 parts in this section: framework, architecture, model view controller, deployment, and documentation. For framework, we use 2. There are Node.js with Express.js REST API, and then Flask. For general REST API, general processing is used in Node.js, while specific machine learning computation is done in Flask because Flask is in Python and it is easier for us to replicate the code that is developed by a machine learning team. Those will be separated in 2 different VMs. This architecture explains our architecture in cloud computing service. There are 2 VMs here, the general REST API for authentication and prediction, and then an ML REST API for specific machine learning computation. Both are in different VM. And for ML REST API, it is not exposed to the internet. It's only in VPC. As you can see, it is all inside our VPC. Has an IP address of static 10.0.10.4. While the general REST API is exposed to the internet, has an IP address of this domain that is assigned to this domain, and the VM specification is E2 micro, while the ML REST API specification is E2 medium, which is higher specification because machine learning requires higher degree of computation. And then, for example, when Android client asks for a predict, request a predict, the generalized API will request another predict to the MRS API to be computed, and then it will return the result to the generalized API, and then the generalized API will return the result from MRS API to the Android client. And there's another component here is a Cloud SQL or for database storage. It is also inside a VPC as an internal IP address, and it is not exposed to the internet. As you can see, it has an IP address of 10.0.20.3 inside a VPC, and then can be accessed by our general REST API. That is all from me. Next will be explained by Sadan.
Hello everyone, my name is Ihsan Rivaldi and I will explain about the model view controller sections. So the MVC architecture here is implemented to separate the application logic or the controller, the database layer or the model, and the user interface or the view. The model handles data interactions, executing SQL queries for data retrieval and updates, and the view defines the endpoints where the HTTP requests are received and responses are formulated. And the controller contains logic, parsing requests, and invoking the correct input level informations, and preparing the data for the view. And the next one is the deployment section. So like Farrell said, we creating two REST API. The first are REST API for the general purpose, and the second one is REST API ML for the machine learning related services. And there is also this SQL here. So we deploy the REST API ML and the SQL in the private network, and the REST API general is in the public network, also connected with public network. And this the code snippet on the predict API. So the predict API will read the incoming request data, which is expected to be JSON format containing base 64 image data, and then the file name. And the base64 encoded image data is decoded into binary and processes to image object. And then it will be resized to 160 times 160 pixels, which the input size expected to be in the machine learning model. And the image is then converted to an array and then expanded in dimensions to meet the model input requirements. And then the image array is parsed to the preload machine learning model to predict the class probabilities. Next, the class with the highest probability is selected as file predictions. And the predicted class name then printed along the class probabilities for logging or debugging purpose. And last, it will return JSON response with the predicted result and success message along the HTTP status coded 100, indicating its success request. And the next one is the documentations for the Postman. So we post at the ML API here with this data, and it will return the expected result. Thank you. That's for me.
Okay, in here I want to explanation of mobile development covers several topics. The first topic is about using libraries. The first one is camera and intent camera or image picker. The function is manage image selection, simplifying the process. And the second is HTTP library, HTTP client for network requests using HTTP client and HTTP logging the receptor for debugging. And the third is retrofit library, and the function is to secure HTTP client for Android and Java using retrofit and JSON converter factory to handle network requests. Next is the UI UX and application flow. In the application, after the user login, they are directed to the home page. The main feature allows scanning the eyes using the camera, providing an immediate identification of normal or potentially indicating cataract. The next is the function of the retrofit and API service in the legislation. The next is the function of to convert image from PET to base64 format. The next is function to predict predictions on images that have been converted to base64 format. The next is the testing of the application.